The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Café.
Welcome to this episode of Pit Life BBQ. Gather around the pit with your hosts, Johnny Maggs and Messy Mike. Let's talk barbecue.
What's up, everybody? Coming to you live from the Studio 21 Podcast Café in Salem, New Hampshire. It's Pit Life BBQ Podcast, where we talk everything barbecue and a lot of other topics that you normally talk around the pit. As always, I'm joined by Messy Mike.
Good afternoon.
Hi, buddy.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Excellent. Very good.
Did you set this up?
I did.
You did?
Yes.
I didn't even know you know each other.
Oh, no, I didn't. This was a surprise.
I walk up the stairs and I hear the voice. I'm like, I know that voice. Wait a damn minute.
Right off the bat,
Hi, Chris.
too.
What's up? How's it going, Johnny?
Hanging in. We're joined in studio by Chris from Eastwind Farms.
Eastwind Farms, yep. I've been a long-time fan of you guys, definitely since the hot seat, and I appreciate you letting me on here.
We were just trying to figure that out. It's almost been a year since Mike took his tumble.
We'll have to do it again then. A little anniversary show.
So what's going on, boys?
Nothing much. How about that halftime Super Bowl show?
Oh my God! I can honestly say that most everybody was hoping for a wardrobe malfunction.
Yes.
Of some sort.
I think the entire country.
You know.
Yep.
But then the other thing was, what is it? You were hearing. All right, what I'm about to say is, take it as extremely sexist or not, I really don't care.
Block your
But
ears.
everyone was, complaining, oh, it was too risque, and da-da-da. But no one said a damn word about last year. Who's the guy from The Voice there?
Adam Levine.
Adam Levine from, was it Maroon 5?
Oh, taking off his shirt?
Sitting there, no shirt, and all this, and all the girls Googling and ooh and ahhing over it. That was absolutely fine.
Mm-hmm.
But you got a couple of Latin women shaking what their mama gave them, and all of a sudden everybody's up in arms.
50 years old and 43 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, what was the meme I saw the other day I left? It was J-Lo. I'm 143 years old.
Well, my sister
Latin women
sent
be
me,
like, I'm 143.
My sister sent me like 50 back then, and it was a picture of Blanche from the Golden Girls, and it was like 50 now. J-Lo.
I don't know. When I looked at him, I thought, okay, there's $400 million and $300 million.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And never mind her other half in the audience who's
And her daughter. What the hell?
another
Freaking
$500 million.
ballsy. Getting up there with all those people watching and just singing. That was pretty good.
I'll admit, I'm not even going to pretend to know the other two guys that were singing and rapping.
I didn't know them
I
either.
had no clue.
Yep.
But you saw the best Super Bowl commercial of all time, right?
Sonata.
The Hyundai, yes. Yep.
That was good.
Yep.
Which one were you leaning towards?
Well, yeah. Comedian Tony V.
Tony V, yes.
He was in the house.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was here today. I said,
was he?
Tony, say it for me. Come on. This one time. And he did. He said that Sonata ain't got no driver.
That's awesome.
Because he couldn't say anything, could he? Because of the contracts. And
No, he wasn't allowed to talk about that one.
I knew, through conversation, I knew that he had the commercial, but.
Well, he was out shooting that, and then I said, what were you working on? I can't say. I said, well, when can you say? He said, probably February. I said, you got a Super Bowl commercial, didn't you?
Did you see the prices for the Super Bowl commercial this year?
I did.
$5.6 million for 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a minute ad, I think, Hyundai's.
Yeah, that was... Yeah. They did a good job on that.
Which has 41 million views on YouTube.
Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. So, go ahead.
Well,
no, go ahead.
But don't forget you got someone on the phone.
I know. That's what I was going
to
introduce.
We got an interesting conversation today. We are being joined via Skype from Rick Lemay of Lemay Sons. Rick, are you there?
I am. Hi, guys.
How's it going, pal?
Hello, Rick.
Good.
So Rick is Rick's he has a slaughterhouse, he has a butcher shop, and I mean pretty much anything you can cut, anything you can buy meat wise. They have a spot right in Goffstown. They're one of the longest running USDA facilities in New Hampshire. Family owned, but I mean great place. I get my pigs there. So what's going on? I know you're in the car. I know you're on the road. Kind of give us a little intro about when you guys started, what you guys do. I know in the summertime you got your pig roasters and all that, but what's Lemay's claim to fame?
Well, like you said initially, the slaughter facility itself is probably the first and foremost. Started back in 1963. We do a lot of slaughtering and processing for people who sell product to other customers via farmers markets or farm stands, or even for themselves, whether they're doing something to stock their own freezers or looking to have a barbecue, a catered event, or something of that nature. So we're kind of the beginning and end source of livestock to the freezer.
Okay. And they can bring, you do anything. So if anybody brings, whether they're hunting and, venison, bear, you guys can do it all.
Yep. Game processing. Of course, our first and foremost is domestic animals, and beef, pigs, and lambs, probably the most primary. Mm-hmm. We do a few exotics, and elk and buffalo, and even emus, for name a few of the weird things. But otherwise, it's probably the majority is the stuff that people are barbecuing, grilling, that kind of thing. Pork or beef related.
Wow. Where would you even get an emu or an elk?
You got to go hunting.
Well, there's some people in the state here and Vermont, even Maine, that Massachusetts, even some of the western part of the state of Mass, actually where I'm heading now. There's quite a few farmers, ranchers that are actually raising different animals. You'd be surprised at how many people in the state actually have game animals. Emus are considered, still a kind of a game animal, even though they are a rat-type bird.
Yeah,
you will.
Where are emus? Where are they from? Is that
originally?
Australia.
They're kind of like an ostrich, just a smaller version.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, you still need to try elk.
I haven't tried elk yet. I haven't even tried venison, really.
Elk and venison is delicious.
Okay, I'll try that.
Trust me.
They're pretty close to the same. Yep.
Yeah.
Very good.
Now, what's your favorite type of meat to cook?
Oh boy, probably all depends on the occasion and what you're doing with it. I think every one of them has got something favorite about it. If you're doing a brisket, well, beef brisket is pretty tough to beat. You could do it off a game animal; it's not quite the same without having that fat marbling to it. Elk steak, they're pretty tough to beat.
Elk steak,
or or a nice burger if it ends up being the case.
Okay.
So all depends on what you're using it for, I guess.
Now, your facility, can you, so if I brought in, and I asked this question a couple weeks ago too, can you guys produce a sausage for people? So if they bring in their own mixture, or if they have their own spice mixture, do you guys produce, meats for other people?
I can do a little bit of custom stuff, but being that I'm in a facility where my batch type stuff is at being 25 to 50 pounds at a time, it's difficult for an individual to say you want to have a batch of sausage made. But if they're willing to meet that requirement as far as a volume of some sort, I have no problem with it. I'd be happy to make something for somebody.
Okay.
Especially custom wise, right?
Johnny, that's just one meal for you, right? 25 pounds.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Should be.
Hey, I don't shy against it. I know my way around a plate.
I know. Now, Rick, so in the summertime, because when I get my pigs from you, I see all these pig roasters. How many pig roasts do you guys do in a week? And, are you going out to doing the pig roasts, or, are they renting them themselves and you're providing the pig and the charcoal, or how does that all work?
We actually do both. So we've got multiple units there that we actually go and cook and cater for individuals. Mm-hmm. But we also rent those machines that we actually use to our customers. Say, for instance, they want to buy a pig or some large item, whether it be a steamship roast beef or something of that nature, and they want to put it on a rotisserie. They can rent the unit, obviously purchase the meat item, and take it home and have it for the weekend to cook and entertain for themselves.
Okay.
So, they can do it. We can do it. So we hire ourselves out to do catered functions. So if somebody wants to have an anniversary party or a wedding or backyard beer party, whatever it is.
Mhm.
They can have us come in and we'll set up, and literally take responsibility for it during that course of that day and have it ready and serve whatever they want.
Nice.
Because I'm pretty sure that last summer, through the event with New England Pitmasters for Mason's Army, that's where they got one of the other smokers. It was from Rick.
Okay. How many people mess up the pigs if they're doing them themselves? Do you get any complaints about that?
Well, one of the reasons why they hire us sometimes is because that can happen.
Yep.
But, like anything, I mean, like people cooking prime rib at the holidays or turkey at Thanksgiving. Every now and again, you're going to hear a story that somebody's going to screw something up.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I don't know if I missed it. Is there a lead time, or is there a lead time in different seasons of the year for you to process it, like venison or any game animal or something like that?
Certain times of the year, as far as the facility goes, processing in the fall is our busiest time. Most people are starting to harvest stuff because they raised it through the summer.
Okay.
And then they're going to start getting to the latter part of the season. Either they're taking animals off pasture, or they're going to start barning or end of season sales, if you will. So you're raising a beef or a lamb or even a pig through the summertime, and if it's going to be ready in the fall time of the year, and everybody wants to start harvesting, make their sales, holiday orders, those kinds of things, tends to be busier in the fall. So for us, we book probably 6 months out.
Wow.
In the fall for our schedule through December.
Thank you.
Wow.
Nice. So, Rick, excuse me. Do you have like a lot of, I guess, I don't know, inventory, or if I wanted to buy a pig, can I necessarily walk in and you have stuff in a cooler, or is there call like a week ahead of time and order one?
Both. So when it comes down to it, ordering something ahead obviously kind of guarantees you something.
Yeah.
If you're going to wait till the last minute. I do have inventory, but keeping in mind when you're dealing with slaughtering and it comes to processing, some of this stuff needs some sort of timetable. Whole pigs, for instance. I slaughter them weekly for the weekend. So if I plan on doing my butchering on Tuesday or Wednesday and having the livestock there for it, considering that I truck animals in weekly, I may not have the size of something you're looking for. So if you're looking for a 60 or an 80-pound pig, my inventory at that point, I do slaughter some extras every week just because I'll have people last minute say, oh, here it is Thursday afternoon. Hey, maybe we should have a pig roast this weekend. And first they're gathering a bunch of people together. Let's call Lemay and see if they've got some. Your limitation on the size may be a concern. Mm-hmm. Having it is a very good possibility. I always like to have something on hand. I always have stuff in the cooler, especially beef and lambs for aging purposes. My beef hang for 14 to 16 days on an average, accommodating for that dry age period. But pigs don't necessarily hang that long, so I've got them for a week or less.
Okay.
So they can be used, fresh. But it kind of limits you a little bit on what's available if you wait till the last minute.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you do a lot of dry aging?
I do a lot of dry aging. Yeah.
Okay.
I got 2 massive walk-in coolers that accommodate that. So even my customers' red meat, we age even their stuff 12 to 14 days on an average, unless they request otherwise. I can do less or more, but that's pretty standard for us.
Okay. So it's something if I came in there and I've been in there where you've cut stuff.
We're gonna get to that one,
okay,
because that's a funny story. When you told me that.
Okay, we'll get right back to that.
We'll get right back to what you were about to say.
All right.
So Rick, hang on 1 second, and we'll be back.
Attention, cigar smokers, or even friends of a cigar smoker. If you're looking to relax with a nice premium cigar or looking for a great gift for a cigar smoker, this is the gift that keeps on giving. Our friends at twoguyscigars.com have created the Cigar of the Month Club. For just $24.99 per month, you or your friend will receive 4 different premium handmade cigars every month, and shipping and handling is included. Go to twoguyscigars.com. That's the number 2, guyscigars.com, and go to the Cigar of the Month Club. You can stop anytime because there's no contract, but you won't because this is a tremendous deal for our listeners. Go to twoguyscigars.com. That's the number 2, guyscigars.com, and click the Cigar of the Month Club. At the same time, if you want to learn about the cigars you receive each month, you can smoke along with them on their own podcast called The Cigar Authority. Sit back, relax, and enjoy a nice premium cigar from our friends at twoguyscigars.com.
Chasing Houston. Well, we got the TVs running here, and if you're in the Houston area, watch out. Apparently, your town is pretty busy right now. High-speed chase running around in Houston. Nice. Breaking news here. I think that's first breaking news we have.
Oh, nice.
How about that? First for everything.
Yep. Rick, you still there?
I am.
Awesome. So, go ahead. So the story.
So I knew you and I had talked one morning, and you were going to head over to Rick's because you needed to pick up some things for an event you had coming up, and you needed some pork butts, and I think you needed a pig or 2.
Yep.
And you were going to grab some brisket.
Correct.
So you asked Rick if he had some brisket.
Yeah.
Now take the story from there because this was the best one I've ever heard.
So yeah, I needed a pig. I needed a pig. I needed a pork butt or 2, and yeah, I didn't want to be running around all over the place. And so I asked Rick. I said, "Hey, do you have any briskets that are like 15 pounds? I'm just looking for brisket. I don't want to head over somewhere else and grab it." So he's like, "Yeah, hold on a second." Walks back out. He goes, "Do you have a minute?" And I was like, "Yeah, I got a minute." So he went, opened the door, went out back. 5 minutes later, not even. I mean, I think it was like a minute and a half, 2 minutes. Comes out with a beautiful, cut right from the cow, brisket. And it was awesome. I mean, it was awesome.
It doesn't get much fresher than that, huh?
Nope. Nope, not at all. Not at all. So Rick, if we brought stuff, like the brisket, ribeyes, you can dry age them for like 30, 60 days if that's what the customer wanted.
I could. I probably wouldn't go much more than 30 days.
Okay.
Being that it's a pretty extensive cooler space, for me to be able to do anything longer than that might be a little bit more difficult. But at 30 days, that's a pretty long time for a hanging carcass anyways. As far as dry age stuff, that's pretty fantastic. Of course, I'm dealing with a lot of fancy stuff, Black Angus product. So going any more than that, probably not necessarily anyways.
Okay. So, all right. So you're mostly dry aging the whole animal.
Yes, that's the best way of doing it.
Okay. All right.
Good to know that.
Yeah.
The idea to that is to be able to have that the muscles themselves being stretched and hung in that dry age, and having that sealed fat layer around the entire carcass before you really start carving into it. Mm-hmm. The more you cut it, the more you expose, the more loss you have, the more meat gets exposed, dries, so forth. So it's kind of like a canned good. You think about the idea the thing's sealed, and once you pop it open, you start dishing into it. It won't last as long.
Yeah. Okay.
You get a jar of jelly or that kind of thing. And
that's very interesting.
It does a fantastic job as a hanging carcass. Okay.
Yeah. So how would the consumer go about if they wanted to try some of your dry age stuff? Is there a weight limit on that, or you can just go in and pick and choose? Do you sell it?
It's going to be limited because I only have so many items are going to come off each animal, for instance. So on a beef, there's only 2 briskets. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm only going to have so many beef hanging at a given time. So it's a first come, first served basis. When it comes to dry age stuff, you can request some things in advance. Mm-hmm. During the course of the summertime, obviously, we're going through a lot more product for stuff for barbecuing and so forth. So I always try to keep things hanging and available, but you're going to go through more of certain cuts, in the summertime than you will of others. Mm-hmm. So I cut and prep a lot of things and vacuum seal and flash freeze so that I can have things available, that if I need to continue to process the animal and have it all cut and packaged, that's what I'll end up doing.
Okay.
That's cool. Hey, how big is your facility? Like what? If you could explain it where I can't see it, what's it like size wise?
Fair enough. So I got one main slaughter floor, two major coolers, and then one main processing room, which the facility itself is about 7,000 square feet.
Wow.
Just to kind of give you an example, I got two huge walk-in freezers, another aging cooler, and then we have the retail storefront. So if someone wants to come in, kind of browse around, get an idea, what they may want to purchase, they can buy finished product, all vacuum sealed, they can stock their freezer. So it's not just for an occasion for the weekend. I got people who come in weekly or monthly just to shop.
That's great.
Oh, yeah, you can buy. So they have a butcher shop called the Smokeout. So, and they sell charcoal. I mean, they sell Fogo charcoal. They sell what's the maple sugar maple charcoal. And then you can get your meats there. They got the meat counter, but then you can get everything there. Eggs, you can get
I'll
milk.
check every place out. Yeah, definitely.
We do a lot of our own smoking too. We make all our own bacon, make all our own hams. Of course, we make all our own sausages. So I've probably got 8 or 10 different flavors of sausage. Doing all our own grinding, making our own burger, patties, and that kind of thing.
Do you do a steak and cheese sausage?
We do steak and cheese material as well.
Okay.
Not as a sausage.
I found a steak and cheese sausage once, and it was amazing, and I can't find it again.
Interesting.
So if you could do a steak and cheese sausage, I'd definitely try it out. Now
that'd be fun.
Now, sausages, burgers, smoked stuff. So your own bacon. So you're doing selling it by the pound. Do you have different flavors, maple bacon, or is it hickory smoked?
I do primarily hickory smoked. Mm-hmm. We do a regular standard hickory, and we do a apple smoke, and we're offering nitrate free. So if somebody wants to get away from any of the preservatives that bacon has, we're at the lowest that we could possibly have it at. Being we're a custom shop, I can do some adjustments. Low sodium. We do a smoked pepper, a smoked garlic and pepper bacon.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Those are fantastic if you're using in different recipes. Like if you want to use wrapped scallops or Bloody Marys or something like that. That smoked pepper bacon is awesome.
Do you say Bloody Mary?
He did.
Yeah.
I have a chilada and vodka in here.
Nice.
So it's a Bloody Mary with beer, pretty much.
There you go. Nice. Now, so what kind of smokers are you using? I mean, they're commercial smokers. Are they smoke houses?
Yeah, I got 2 different kinds. I have a smaller one that I can make just custom dabbling if we're going to make some smoked kielbasa's and smaller batch stuff. It's a pellet style smoker.
Okay.
It's kind of a spin-off of, like the Traeger's, the Green Mountain pellet smokers type thing, but it's a cabinet style. It's an upright.
Okay, yep.
Then I got the traditional commercial stuff that, it's the size of a huge walk-in closet kind of thing. You can do I do my, big hams and bacons and, the bigger stuff in.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So that's why you get busy for by Easter, because all the spiral hams and the double smoked hams.
Yeah, we do a traditional, almost like a Virginia baked ham. It's a traditional whole muscle ham, skin on or skinless.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do any spirals.
Okay.
It's a real meat item. It's fantastic as a ham. People they'll get away from that spiral ham thing if they try these.
All right, nice. Now, do you do any cheeses or any dairy smoking?
I do. Yeah, I do one style cheese. It's a mild cheddar smoked.
Mm-hmm.
It takes the smoke really well. Nice to serve. You can shred it. You can slice it. A lot of people really like that. And of course, we do beef jerky and dabble in a few other things.
And that's all readily available at the Smokeout.
Yeah, Stakeout. Yep.
Oh, Stakeout. Yeah, excuse me. We're talking about smoked Stakeout. Yeah, nice. Okay. Ooh. I'd love to smoke some cheese. I just haven't gone there yet.
Sorry, I'm dirty.
Jesus, who brought him? Nice.
Don't you have to store smoked cheese for a while? like after you smoke it, do you have to store it before you like eat it?
Rick?
The cheese itself?
Yeah.
Well, it's obviously refrigeratable, an item.
I guess what I'm asking is,
storing-
I'm sorry to interrupt. I guess what I'm asking is, I've heard some people that smoke cheese and they say not to eat it immediately, but to let it soak in over a period of time. Does that make sense?
Well, I guess it all depends what temperature you're doing it at. It's gonna permeate and have some of the smoke penetrate into it. You just want to chill it and get it back to a hard block, and then slice it. So I mean, time wise afterwards, we'll see if it's necessary for any duration of time.
Okay. Thank you.
No, that was a good one because it would get because what temperature do you smoke the cheese at? Now, obviously, it's a lower temperature, but where's the ballpark area for that process?
I'd guess 1.
I'm not asking you.
All right, go ahead.
Well, you're going to want to warm it a little bit for the cheese to soften and the smoke to penetrate. So everybody has their own idea. It is what they call cold smoking. I like to do it somewhere around 80, 90 degrees. Okay. It's just warm enough to soften the cheese. It penetrates really well. It even shapes the cheese. So for me, I actually do mine in stock netting. So I hang them like I would, hams, for instance.
Okay.
And it actually shapes them into almost like a teardrop. So it ends up being more like a ball form than it is a solid block. So I can probably do it in a little bit less time that way. But it really makes it real rich.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And the presentation probably looks a lot better, too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it does. It has.
Nice. Yep. Now, so, Rick, I have a question, and I've been questions the whole day. If you have the opportunity, and, I don't know much about it, but if you have the opportunity to get an animal from a local farm in Derry, actually, around here, and then, obviously you're paying price per pound for live weight for the animal, and then bringing it over to you to slaughter to cryovac, into the different cuts. Would you say that's well worth, the price compared to, whether it's even buying it already cut local? Because I'm kind of doing the math in my head, and I looked at your price sheet, and it's kind of like, everything said and done, it would be like $3.98 a pound. I'm pretty sure after everything's said and done.
Sure. Yep. Yeah. Well, like anything else, it all depends what you're buying. If you get a good animal for fair price, it's a great way to go. You get somebody locally raising it for you. You're getting in on the whole local supporting your farmer or wherever it is you're going to buy the animal from.
Yep.
In comparison to raising it yourself, I could say it's got to be pretty close to the same. So, I mean, you got to factor in the idea you're going to pay some fees on processing. So, if you're going to bring me an animal, you're going to buy X amount of dollars by the live weight, or per animal. Then you're going to factor in your processing cost. So, to have a whole beef, for instance, all cut and packaged, you're probably talking $450, $500. And if you buy it for $1,000 or $1,200, you're in it for $1,500, $1,700.
Yep.
That's a whole animal, so that's pretty good. If you're talking $700 a half,
right?
Yeah.
And if you're splitting it,
Johnny, you'd have leftovers even.
What a leftovers?
It'll be on your beard.
Under $5 a pound. I mean, where are you going to go to any store and buy any steak?
Right. Exactly.
For less than 7, 8, 10, $14 a pound, depending on which steak you're buying.
Yep.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, your hamburger's at $4 a pound.
Right. Good hamburger meat. Yeah, 100%. Yep. Now, when you, and this might be a weird question, I'm very curious, because I've been there when there's been live animals. So when someone does bring something to you, do they walk it in live and then they see you later? Or are most of them already dead?
No, they got to come in alive.
Okay.
Yeah, the whole part of being a federal USDA inspected facility is that the animal has to show up alive. It gives that first initial visual of healthy, wholesome looking animal that, obviously they're walking, they look good, they got a good look to them as far as their eyes and health wise.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's any concerns, the inspector himself can actually take that in consideration. If the animal comes in and they look sluggish, they got, their eyes are kind of, you can tell. It's like looking at somebody at work. You show up, well, you look terrible today.
Or me right now.
You can say, well, thumbs up.
Okay. Huh.
So, I'm sorry to interrupt. Do the other animals see? Does one cow see the next cow going into a room, and do they know what's coming up? 'Cause I've seen some crazy stuff on YouTube where some of these cows, they're like shivering because they're like, I don't know if I want to go up that chute. They don't witness another animal.
A lot of people don't realize animals don't have that ability to reason. They have no idea where they are, where they're going in comparison to a human, a person. It's like a kid. You can tell a kid all you want, don't touch the stove, it's hot. It really means nothing to them until they actually touch the stove,
right,
or have some relevance what hot is. So an animal shows up at a facility and sees another animal go into a room and doesn't come back. Like, oh yeah, they know where they are.
Don't go in that room.
Oh, they can tell, they can smell it. Well, they have no ability to reason what that smell is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like a deer in the wild. How are people able to feed deer in some places? Because they get so used to people.
Yeah, that's what I do at my place. Yeah.
They've been experienced and see this is friendly, this is nice, this is warm. They come and they go. They come and they go.
Right.
Animals go to a slaughter facility. They never leave. So this is their first time getting exposed to something. They don't know what that is. I've had pigs come into the slaughterhouse, and they'll come in, the floor is soaking wet, and they're sniffing around. They'll drink whatever water there is, and so forth. And you could tell, they're like, hey, this pig has no idea where he's at. He couldn't care less. The only thing that they relevate is the fact that when you move animals, is if you're forcing them in a direction you want them to go, they're not doing it willingly. Animals usually free willy, live about their life. Mm-hmm. They live in a pen, a pasture, or whatever it is, and they just kind of meander around at their own free will. Somebody shows up, they feed them, they come over, they eat. Now, if you go over there, and all of a sudden you've done the same thing for 6 months, and you decide, I'm going to go in the pen. I'm going to move them over to this side of the pen. Well, now the animal's looking at it. What are you doing? You've been doing the same thing for 6 months. Now, all of a sudden, you want to come in the pen, and you want to move me over to the other side, whether there's a trailer there or whatever the case is. Now they kind of like put their guard up, like, all right, something's up.
I think it was like
it's just a change of routine is all it is.
It was like Marissa Tomei and My Cousin Vinny, where she says, do you think she gives a fucking crap what you're wearing when you shoot the bullet through her brain?
Oh, God. Oh,
so really what it comes down to mostly is the whole being humane and handling an animal in such a way that you're kind of doing it, convincing them into going where you want them to go.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Without like forcing them. I mean, it's no different than being at work. You get better reaction out of people you work with if you ask them nicely and present it in such a way that it sounds good.
Honey sweeter than vinegar, that's for sure.
Yep. Now, do you do kosher slaughtering?
I don't. No.
Okay. I was just asking. Doesn't matter. Awesome.
So, Rick, thanks for taking some time to join us. Where can everybody find you on, social media, internet, websites, things of that nature?
Sure. Yeah. Well, physically, we're at 116 Daniel Plummer Road, Goffstown. Social size, we are got a website, Lemay Sons beef.com. Pretty simple, easy to find. We're like one of the only slaughterhouses, so it's pretty easy to find that way. Mm-hmm. The Stakeout, you can type in the Stakeout Goffstown. That brings you right to there. We have a Facebook page. People can kind of track a little bit of what's going on. Some of the specials, some of the events. We'll have a spring event that we do a cook-off, local barbecue competitions. The people, throughout the Goffstown area in Manchester come over and maybe compete against each other, and have a little fun, talk a little bit about barbecue and how to and what not to. And we do a car show at the same time. Kind of fun. Petting zoo, that kind of thing.
We're definitely going to be speaking about that competition. I'd love to. We both love to get into it. That'd be awesome.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Well, once again, thank you, Rick, for taking time out of the day. And I, know you're driving, you got places to go. So thank you so much for taking some time to join us.
Go check it out. It's in Goffstown. And on their website, too, it's got a nice reel. So it tells you, like, specials that are at the stakeout. Then, it'll have events and stuff like that. So it's always up to date.
Awesome.
Always willing to help. Anybody wants to learn something new.
Yeah.
All right.
Great guy, too. Rick, thank you so much.
Thanks, Rick.
Okay. Good chat with you guys.
Nice chatting with you. Take care.
Absolutely. Well, that's it for this week, folks. We'd like to thank you all for joining us. You can catch the audio wherever podcasts are found. Catch the video on Facebook and YouTube. On YouTube, hit that subscribe button and the bell for all the notifications. You'll have all our episodes right there at your fingertips. On social media, you can find us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Pit Life BBQ. Questions and comments, please send them to pitlifebbqpodcast@gmail.com. And like always, please subscribe, like, rate, and review. Hit that share button. You want to take a guess what happened with the numbers this month?
Went up.
It went up again. So, thank you guys so much for getting the word out and sharing everything. Can't thank you enough. Chris, what a great surprise.
Johnny, thank you. Appreciate Johnny. Mike.
Pleasure meeting you.
Thank you as well.
Please check out Chris's YouTube page at Eastwind Farms.
Eastwind Farms, yeah.
We have a good old time.
Yeah.
And actually tomorrow night next week, we have CJ on from Cooking with CJ in the hot seat. And I'm not mistaken.
Should I bring a bottle of Jack?
Well, you might as well go out and...
That pink lemonade vodka. I think that's what it is.
Oh, the Pink Whitney.
Yeah, Pink Whitney.
That's right. And if I'm not mistaken, tomorrow... Thursday.
Today's Tuesday. Tomorrow's Wednesday.
Thursday night, C-Mac from Blackstone Boys is going to be on the hot seat.
Wow. Oh, is he?
That's going to be a good time.
That'll be cool. Are they going to be cooking together?
You never know. Hey, anything can happen on the hot seat.
Yeah.
He let us on it at some point.
Correct.
And that Hyundai commercial...
Yeah, I loved it.
We could have freaking been in that commercial just talking normal.
CJ's getting pretty good at the Boston accent.
Oh, we'll have to try it next week. I
think the whole state of Massachusetts watched that video. And when you watch YouTube right now and that video comes up or that commercial comes up before the video, people just going to watch it, the whole video.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone loves, laughing the way we speak.
Absolutely.
And I love it too.
Well, thank you, folks, for tuning in.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Until next week, keep the smoke rolling.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Café, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.